Other interesting political news, you had the Young Republicans themselves apologizing for their internal leaked chats, sounding, well, weak and pathetic. Now, again, this is from the board of directors of the Young Republicans National Federation. And they say, quote, "We are appalled by the vile and inexcusable language revealed in the political article published today. Such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican, and it stands in direct opposition to the values of our movement represents. Those involved must immediately resign from all positions within their state and local Young Republican organizations. We must hold ourselves accountable to the highest standards of integrity, respect, and professionalism." Signed, the board of directors from the Young Republicans, giving people the exact opposite of what they want or expect. And yeah, it did go viral, got 7.4 million views, but I mean, the like ratio is perhaps worse than my show, which is saying something. They only got 15,000 likes, which, yeah, you don't have to be a mathematician to realize that's not good. The first response, I think, is kind of emblematic or representative of most Republicans, especially young ones. It's from the Hodge twins. They say, quote, "This response is exactly why we lose," getting 13,000 likes, nearly ratioing them right off the bat. Because, again, it was a private group chat with guys who, again, get pretty bombastic and have pretty dark humor jokes. Kind of a consistent theme around most guys. Locker room talk is a real thing. And again, this is the worst response they could have had. I mean, the right is supposed to be the side of no cancel culture. Well, except if you critique certain countries, then they'll cancel you, of course. But yeah, it's supposed to be about freedom of speech. What they should have said was, yeah, an internal group chat with some dark humor got leaked. What up? What of it? Again, you've seen decades now, well, maybe a decade and a half, people trying to apologize to the woke mob. I mean, celebrities have tried it, athletes have tried it, organizations have tried it. It's never once worked. They never got their prestige back, their job back, or their sponsorship back. They literally just bend over for no reason. Or the rhino way, perhaps. And again, a lot of these, people aren't really Republicans in the traditional sense. They're just pejoratively known as Republicans in name only. And I don't think it's possible. They chose the worst. This is the worst possible response. Saying nothing would have been that would have been far better, infinitely better, in fact, than coming out like this and saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to cancel our own people." These private messages that were jokes. And again, were some of the jokes disgusting? Yeah. Kind of how guys are. A lot of guys like dark humor. It's a thing. And they go, "Oh yeah, we're going to all quit." Doing the left's job for them, I suppose? Now, one of the most popular comments also comes to us thanks to Nick Fuentes. He simply says, "F you," getting 32,000 likes, which I can't snap today, although I did attempt, ratioing them completely. We're going to scroll through and see, does anyone agree with the Young Republicans? David Santa Clara says, quote, "I'd rather side with someone who has opinions that I disagree with than a rat. You guys are weak," getting 2.2 thousand likes. Wall Street Maverick simply says, quote, "Stop kneeling to the communist. No action is necessary in this matter," getting 5.1 thousand likes. Matt Wallace simply says, "The gayest thing I've ever read," getting 253 likes. Brandon Morello says, quote, "We don't have to do this anymore. Trump is president," getting 918 likes. Canadian Patriot, poor son of a bitch. Imagine being a patriot, an actual someone who believes in conservative values and freedom, being stuck in the totalitarian hellhole is Canada with freedom right there. It's so close. Yeah, poor son of a bitch. He got 711 likes, saying weak. "Would you have a contrarian statement brewing to the surface?" From Trump Tracker. He says, quote, "How about enforcing this instead of writing them a strongly worded letter?" Getting 530 likes. Was he ratioed? No, Trump Tracker was not ratioed. Travel Moore did respond to Trump Tracker, saying, quote, "How about leftists stop killing people? Did young Democrats ever condemn the assassination of Charlie Kirk?" Nope, getting 5 likes. Nick Albernati says, quote, "Your profile picture is literally a political murder threat," getting 6 likes. Kyle Hurd says, "Ironic coming from you guys with 188647 as your profile picture, and you have 0 credibility," getting 9 likes. So Trump Tracker was not ratioed by a number of likes, but by the comments were all negative. Kangman Lee posts a screenshot from Charlie Kirk, or a quote from Charlie Kirk. They quote, "The left has never played by our rules. Only we play by our own rules. Our rules are what keeps our side from winning. We either want to win or we will lose under the same delusion that these rules mean anything." Gave 16,000 likes. Mostly peaceful memes has a picture of Trump in a Tesla with Elon Musk, and Trump is yelling, and they inserted the word faggot, getting 8.6 thousand likes. With perfect, someone's profile is named literally with perfect hatred. It's a quote from Dostoevsky, one of the most famous prolific Russian writers in history. And he says, quote, "Your worst sin is that you have destroyed and betrayed yourself for nothing," getting 2.4 thousand likes. See, Sandbatch says, quote, I'm appalled by the fact, he says, I'm appalled by the fat women and sweaty eunuchs on your board. What the hell? Getting 2,000 likes. Just a picture of the board members, which they don't look great. Granted, I don't have much ground. I have much of a ground to stand on when it comes to visual appeal. You have Lucky Tenter saying, quote, "Democrats running for Attorney General and other high-level positions are calling for their opponents' children to be executed, and the Democrats stand by them. You want to expel young Republicans for edgy humor? Go F yourselves," getting 10,000 likes. Charles Haywood says, "Who gives a shit? Man up, pussies," getting 11,000 likes, which, yeah, I mean, back in my day, you could actually have fun on the Call of Duty game. You actually have crass humor, dark humor, talk shit. Nowadays, thanks to big tech, Microsoft uses AI, so actually will boot you off and kick you off the platform if you say anything too controversial, which is pathetic and weak. You also have Louis Schenker, and it's Trump, and when he was working at McDonald's, says, "Have a nice day, faggot," getting 3.7 thousand likes. Zero Stock simply says, "What a bunch of losers," getting 8.3 thousand likes. Devin Erickson has a picture of I forget her name, but it was the gal at the public park with her child, where another child was stealing from her, and she called the child an N-word, getting 1.6 thousand likes. Into the Memory Hole says, "Your opponents are calling for the total demise of your people and offspring." And it's a frog and a guillotine, and the executioner says, "Any last words?" And the frog goes, "So much for the tolerant left," and he dies, getting 6,000 likes. McGill's has a picture of Shane Gillis, famous stand-up comedian, with a quote. It simply says, "You sound like a potential homosexual," getting 1,000 likes. So there's scrolling down more and more. Trying to see if there's any contrarian statements. Murders. It looks like Sons of Korah rewrote it, and he says, quote, "We are appalled by the abject and inexcusable cowardice exhibited by young Republican National Federation today. Such conduct is not only disgraceful and unworthy of a true patriot, but also dishonors the many virtues exhibited by our forefathers of this land, the land of the free and home of the braves. The pathetic worms who capitulated to the leftist mob must resign immediately from all positions within their state and local Republican organizations. We must hold on to the underlying values of loyalty, valor, and fortitude against the frivolous attacks of racial murderous leftists bent on destroying our great nation." Signed, American Men. He got 596 likes. Let's see. A lot more people having the same quote from Charlie Kirk, posting that again and again and again. Dissident Soaps says, "So you're transitioning into a gay rights organization? You hate to see it," getting 11,000 likes. The Caillou's Top Gal simply says, "That's why Democrats always win," getting 9.8 thousand likes. Logan Hall says, "You people are worse than the left," getting 2.1 thousand likes. Yeah. Fraser Payne simply says, "Utterly pathetic. You've learned nothing," getting 9.7 thousand likes. Philabonte, "Hey, exceptional talent, musically speaking," and on Timcast IRL consistently saying, quote, "You're all bitch made," getting 538 likes. Yeah. And let's see. Kofifi simply says, "F you for being an organization for the youth and immediately betraying them," getting 5.6 thousand likes. Yeah. Rhinos and loyalty aren't exactly kind of like oil and water. Usually, they don't really mix. They're not really the same. So it'll be interesting to see if a new organization supplants them, because, yeah, I mean, I would think a lot of people who donate to this organization will no longer do so, but let me know your thoughts, because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. Greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comments. Great way to give me some additional feedback. Let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.